It is the 5th day of December 2020, a bright afternoon here in Kampala. Welcome to the Dawe TV Live at 1 News Bulletin. I'm Daniel Kibet with the news. Let us start with the headlines.
In our top stories, we are not leaving. Kasubi market vendors vow not to relocate to the new market as directed by authorities. National Unity Platform Party presidential candidate Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, better known as Bobi Wine, released on bail and allowed to continue with his campaigns. Ethiopia crisis deepens. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed launches the final phase of military operations in the northern region of Tigray.
Welcome back from the headlines. Now let's have a look at this news in detail. And in our first story tonight, vendors operating in Kasubi market in Kampala have turned deaf ears to the directive by market authorities wanting them to relocate to the new market, which was actually commissioned by President Museveni in August this year. Now the traders allege that the new market is just not enough to accommodate all of the traders. Our very own Esther Nakazi compiled this report for us.
Traders operating in Kasubi market have declined to relocate to the new market, alleging that the space there is just not enough to accommodate all of them. Some of the traders tell Dawe TV that they may consider demonstrating if cases here and the market authority attempt to evacuate them by force. Nakatomili, who has been operating in Kasubi market for nearly a decade, says that some traders are missing on the official list of all traders who are supposed to relocate to the new market. She thinks that there is likely to be a prolonged state of confusion if traders and authorities do not agree amicably.
Ate wano tuliwo abantu abawera 4,000 oba 5 ate twawulira abantu abo babawa ssente empitirivu okuzimba akatale ako babawa obuwumbi 8 n'ekitundu naye akantu ke baazimba kalinga oba akayite nti akatandaalo oba kwe boolezaako ebintu.
But the chairman of Kasubi market, Zibronad, says that the new market is just enough to accommodate 1,100 traders out of a total of 1,500.
Zabasuubuzi abamalidde okwewandiisa olira nkalala zabasuubuzi tumanyi bulungi omuwendo gw'abasuubuzi abalina emidaala wano ffe nagaye tulina zooni 10 mu katale naye mulimu abatikuzi mulimu babulooka mulimu ab'obugaali mulimu emirimu gy'olabanga tegyetaaga muntu kuba na mudaala tulina abakozi nabo twabawandiika netuwandiika abasuubuzi 10 meka mbitano naye abalina emidaala bali 11 akola ki wagenda tetugenda kubatwala butwazi kati mugende mu katale ebyo byonna tulina okubikola nga tubikola ne gavumenti yatuzimbira akatale kyekirongole kya KCCA kiina okumala okusala emidaala egyo abantu bagiyingire nga buli omu amanyi nti nze kati ow'ennyaanya ngenda mu buloka gundi ow'obumonde ngenda mu buloka gundi.
Sipu, however, says that only 1,100 traders are officially registered and that the remaining 300 are operating illegally.
This is the new Kasubi market. Traders are saying that this space here is not enough for them. According to their chairman, Mr. Zibronad, the place which is here can accommodate all the traders. Esther Nakazi, Dawe TV.
In other news, the National Unity Platform Party President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, better known as Bobi Wine, has been allowed to continue with this campaign provided he abides by the standard operating procedures put in place to mitigate the spread of COVID-19 pandemic. Now this comes shortly after he was released on bail by the Iganga Chief Magistrate Jessica Cheweri. We have more of this report.
The National Unity Platform Party President flag bearer Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, better known as Bobi Wine, has been allowed to commence his political campaigns provided he complies with the Electoral Commission guidelines. This was revealed today by the Gang Chief Magistrate Jessica Chemenli, who granted the presidential aspirant a 1 million shillings non-cash bail and ordered him to return to court on December 18th. Bobi Wine told journalists outside the court that he is not afraid of the government and emphasized that he will not give up despite the manners in which he is being handled by the police.
We were brutally arrested from Luka, tortured, pepper sprayed, beaten and incarcerated in Narufenya. This was, in my opinion, meant to break our resolve. We cannot be broken. You can imprison our bodies, you can tear gas and pepper spray our bodies, but you cannot touch our souls. We are not going to stop fighting for a better Uganda.
The Chief Magistrate also granted Kyagulanyi's two sureties, Paul Mwilu, the Jinja East MP, and the Manjia County MP John Baptist Nambeshe 5 million shillings each. In a statement, the Chief Magistrate said that Kyagulanyi was free to commence his political campaigns. She, however, urged him to adhere to the Electoral Commission guidelines in place aimed at mitigating the spread of COVID-19. Annette Humura, Dow TV.
Now, we take a short commercial break. When we return, we have more stories for you. Stay with us.
Need a meal on the run, craving that home taste food but don't have time to cook? Call ahead and take with you all local foods and snacks. Quality local food is all you can get from Shalom Restaurant, located at Makele Chikoni, near Kavule Stage. For reservations and orders, call 0779 93 93 08 or 0751 91 26 38. Shalom Restaurant, speak with the taste.
Welcome back from that commercial break. Now, from the look of things, it seems like the 2021 elections have attracted many youths who are ready to face off with players who have been in the political arena for quite a long period of time. Now, in today's segment of Youth and Politics, we focused on Frank Bwambale, a journalism and communication student at Makerere University, who has decided to stand for the Member of Parliament seat for Bukonzo West constituency. Now, our very own Winnie Twemonye spoke to him and compiled this report for us. Take a look.
Some people are born leaders, while others are made, is a popular saying that many refer to while talking about vibrant people who play significant roles in the society, especially politicians. Bwambale Frank believes he falls in either categories, being born a leader and made a leader. The 24-year-old journalism student at Makerere University has been on records doing what ordinary students cannot just do, from masterminding strikes to getting suspension from the university and even in spending several days in jail.
All the things I've been through at campus, the arrests, the intimidations, the threats, the suspensions, I'm this person who has never given up. If it was any other student, probably they would have given up.
All this could not stop Bwambale from doing what he thinks is right political activism. The young yet ambitious politician strongly believes in the ideologies of People Power Pressure Group led by the musician turned politician Robert Kyagulanyi, better known as Bobi Wine.
Then on the national struggle, I'm affiliated to the opposition and I've been a pronounced person in the People Power movement of Honorable Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, largely known as Bobi Wine. This is a person I relate with. He has a humble background like my own. So I found it more appealing. I found us collaborating ideas and I realized together we could make a difference. That's why I'm still affiliated to his movement.
He has piqued interest in the 2021 general elections and he is determined to stand for the Member of Parliament seat for Bukonzo West on Bobi Wine's National Unity Platform Party.
People of mine have a perception that leadership positions are supposed to be for those high-profile, educated people. So I want to set up a challenge that even me at this young age, as a university student, I can give a challenge to these elderly people. And I set a precedence that maybe even the young people, if given a chance, can lead.
But one may wonder, how Wambale is even able to strike a balance between studies and politics. Davis Rabu, a lecturer at the Department of Journalism at Makerere University, taught Wambale in his first and second year. Rabu believes Frank is on the right track since the university is a breeding place for active politicians.
He's been continuing a normal student on normal progress. He has been also involved in student politics, which has also got him either suspended or withdrawing from the university. I think at one point he served a suspension, but I'm sure he understands the sacrifices of being a leader. And those are some of the things that come into your way when you choose to serve. Leadership is not a bad career, it's never a bad thing. It is how you get onto it that is more important. I feel he will do well. Even when he does not go through as member of parliament, he will have tested the ground and he can continue to his activism as well as complete his studies at the university. He will excel.
Wambale Frank, being a fellow student, he's very determined politically because he has gone through a lot. The suspensions we've been seeing at Makerere University, and he has not lost hope in any way or the other. He's still pushing. When People Power has something, you see him posting pictures, you see him writing things on his statuses, and you're like, Banang, doesn't he fear? Doesn't he fear the threats that people throw at him? Because at one time he told us that some people were threatening him. So I'm actually wondering where he gets the determination, where he gets the zeal to still stand in politics as well as education.
Wambale has this message for the youth.
If you're in the struggle, you should not forget about the primary target of your future. Your future is in the academics. So if you have a chance to go to school, please go to school and study. Do not fully commit to the struggle when you're forgetting about your tomorrow. Balance your tomorrow with your today.
Winnie Twemanye, Dawi TV.
Internationally, Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has announced he is launching the final phase of the army's operation in the northern region of Tigray. Now there has been a military confrontation between the federal government and the regional ruling party, the Tigray People Liberation Front, that's the TPLF. We have more of this report.
Thousands of people have fled the Ethiopian state of Tigray amid a military confrontation between the federal government and the regional ruling party, the Tigray People Liberation Front. The BBC reports that Ethiopian forces have been deployed along the country's border with Sudan, and there are reports refugees are not being allowed to cross. Meanwhile, Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed says he is launching the final phase of the army's operation in the northern region of Tigray after weeks of fighting. The Prime Minister said the military would try not to harm civilians in the regional capital Mekele, a city of 500,000 people, and urged residents to stay at home. The TPLF party, which controls Mekele, has vowed to keep fighting. The United Nations warns of possible war crimes if the Ethiopian army attacks Mekele. Daniel Kibet, Dawi TV.
Now, we take a short commercial break. When we return, we have more stories for you. Stay with us.
Need a meal on the run, craving that home taste food but don't have time to cook? Call ahead and take with you all local foods and snacks. Quality local food is all you can get from Shalom Restaurant, located at Makerere Chikoni, near Kavle Stage. For reservations and orders, call 0779 93 93 08 or 0751 91 26 38. Shalom Restaurant, speak with the taste.
Welcome back from that commercial break, and now it is time for sports.
Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta says his critics have the right to hate him and his team must be brave and put their face and anybody on the line to reverse their poor form. The Gunners have lost 4 of their past 5 Premier League matches and slipped to 15th place on the table during their worst start to a season for 46 years. Arteta dismissed talk of relegation battle. Meanwhile, Arsenal's technical director Edu has called for patience from supporters as the club rebuilds under Arteta.
And that particular story brings us to the end of our Live at 1 News Bulletin. It has been a great pleasure having you by our side. On behalf of every person who made this news bulletin a success, I wish you a good lunch and a good afternoon thereafter. Coming up is a fashion show with Esther Nakazi. You don't have to miss this. Goodbye.